What if I told you the entire modern missionary movement started with 5 students, a thunderstorm, and a prayer meeting under a haystack? This is Radio Free Tulsa.
And now, missionary, evangelist, pastor, and church planter. Here is Gregory Fisher.
Most people know that Margaret and I spent many years of our lives in the cause of worldwide evangelism. From being teenagers when we first met up to today, 62 years later, something has burned inside of our hearts, and it burned in us to reach the lost, the dying, people who were separated from the kingdom of God. Well, this isn't our story, but this is another story that I want to tell you. And it's the story of how 20 minutes of desperate prayer in a Massachusetts field ignited a fire that would circle our globe. The year is 1806. Napoleon's armies are marching across Europe. America is just 30 years old. And at Williams College, a spiritual awakening stirs. 5 young men, their average age is 21, and they've been meeting regularly, consumed with one burning question: what about the rest of the world? They've been meeting, they've been praying regularly, praying for a global revival. And on this afternoon, they're walking through a field, debating how the gospel could reach Asia, when suddenly there is a crack of thunder. Rain begins to pour down, and they go running for cover. What happens next? It wasn't planned. It was born from desperation and a divine appointment. So use your imagination with me, okay? Let's go into the field and find shelter under the haystack. Water is dripping through the hay. The earth has that warm, earthy smell of wet earth. And these 5 young men, they begin to pray. And these are not polite prayers. These are not prayers for the congregation in church. But these are raw, urgent, fervent, world-changing prayers. And then Samuel Mills stands up right there under the dripping haystack, and he raises his voice up above the storm, and he says, "We can do this if we will. We can do this if we will." And that day lightning struck twice, once in the sky and once in their hearts. And this phrase becomes their battle cry. We can do this if we will. Okay, before I get back to the story, there's something I need to talk with you guys about. And I really appreciate you watching these videos, sometimes in the thousands of views. I appreciate that. But here's something you can do to help me. Please push down your mouse button on the like and subscribe. And while you're doing that, also click on the bell icon so that you can get regular updates from Radio Free Tulsa. Okay, so thank you, and let's get back to the story. The storm passes, and they emerge as changed men. They've just lit a fuse on what historians are going to call the morning star of modern missions. Within a few weeks, they formed the Society of Brethren, and from that, they form the American Board of Commissioners for Foreign Missions. And this is the first organized missionary sending agency in North America. And the impact? Oh, my friend, the impact is staggering. Samuel Mills helps to found the American Bible Society. James Richards goes to India. Byram Green carries the vision throughout his ministry. Today there's a massive stone monument. It marks the site. But the real monument isn't made out of stone. It's made out of lives. Every missionary serving overseas stands in the shadow of the haystack. Every Bible translated carries echoes of that prayer meeting. Every person hearing the gospel in their heart language owes something to 5 students who refused to believe that the Great Commission was impossible. Here's the provocative truth. God still uses ordinary people in ordinary places to do extraordinary things. The question isn't whether God will use you. The question is, what is your haystack moment? For me, that moment came at the age of 16 at a church summer camp, when I simply responded to a call from God to follow Him. No great plans of ministry. I'm sure that anyone that was in that meeting that day, seeing me, would have thought, yeah, there's not much there. But God called me, and that call has been alive in my life since that time. Let me ask you this question. Where are you willing to pray desperate prayers that might just change the world? Are you willing to bear the embarrassment, to bear the being misunderstood by family and friends? Are you willing to lay out your life, lay it down for the kingdom of God? Are you willing to start with prayer? Prayer that is agonizing prayer. Prayer that is a raw cry. Remember, we can do this if we will. Hey, I hope this story was of interest to you, and hope you felt a challenge too from the Lord. So we're at the end of the podcast. This is where I usually say, I'm Greg Fisher. Until next time. And I would like to add, please subscribe, like, and click on the bell icon. That'll really help us out. Hey, thanks a lot. Until next time, I'll see you.